From Troy, Illinois, in Triad High School here in Troy, we welcome you to Lady Indians basketball on the Mascoutah Indian Sports Network tonight, as the Mascoutah Lady Indians are on the road just down Route 4 up to Troy to Triad to take on the MVC rival Knights. We say welcome into the pregame show, everybody. Owen Ressler here with you this evening. And before we do anything, I do want to address the elephant in the room. No, we do not have camera feed tonight. The dummy with the microphone, who is also responsible for the camera, me, did not grab an uncharged camera to take down with me this evening, so we do not have a camera tonight. So I apologize. No video to accompany the audio tonight. I will do my best to paint you the picture as good as I can so you can follow along with what is going on here tonight. But with that being said, let's jump into the pregame show. The Indians come into this game with a record of 2-11 under the coaching of Adea Moore. First-year head coach for the Indians, who have just not had any success at all in their first 13 games. They've lost 10 straight games, including every conference game that they have played. It has been a tough slate for the Indians so far here in the 24-25 campaign. And it has been a big part of it has been injuries. This is a team that coming into this season we knew already was going to be dealing with a lack of depth. This is a team that has 16 players in the entire program. They don't have a full JV team, especially not right now, but with 16 players in the entire program, you didn't know what you were going to get, and you ended up now, you have less than that. Injuries have been a big problem to this lineup. Tonight, of course, they're still without Avery Bame. And Hayden Etter remains sidelined tonight with that leg injury that she suffered last week, or 2 weeks ago, about a week and a half ago, I guess now, in Triad. So with just a tough slate tonight. The Indians have had lack of depth to begin the year. They had a tough schedule to open the year, and then follow that up with the injuries. So a 2-11 start for the Indians. That is where they are at. They are also a team, they're just not scoring. The Indians right now coming into this game are averaging just 36.2 points per game. They've only scored 470 total points on the year. They're shooting only 17.1% from the three-point line. 24 made three-pointers on the year. That's out of 140. They have not been great from the free throw line, just 54.3%. They're a 30% overall team shooting wise. It has just been a tough schedule so far this year for the Indians. It's been a year that has been marked by struggles and just haven't been able to get off a schneid and score points. On the other side, their opponents coming into tonight, their opponents averaging 49.4 points per game. So they're not allowing a ton of points, 49.4. Now in a high school girls game, that's not exactly spectacular, but it's not horrific, but the Indians have struggled with allowing points. 49.4 points per game. They've given up 642 points on the year. Not a great number. And so this is a team that on the heels of a 10-game losing streak, they come into this game tonight in need of some kind of a spark. And yet they hit a stalwart of a team that is just, you're not sure if you're going to find a spark tonight. Because you're coming in playing a Triad team. Let's shift things over a little bit. That's second in the MVC. 10-2 overall. They're 3-1 in the MVC. And they have played very well. In fact, in conference, Triad has outscored their opponents by 6 points. And is averaging 44 points per game in conference, 48 overall, 44 in the conference. But so they haven't necessarily played as good when you look at them in conference versus playing non-conference opponents, but still nonetheless, it's been a very tough slate for the Tribe so far this year. Clock winding down here as we get set closer to tip-off. Both teams out going through their warm-ups. Just under 8 minutes on the clock until we finish up warm-ups and head to game time. Looks like with the boys JV game getting done a little early, it looks like we will possibly be getting started here in Troy a little bit early tonight, which no one's complaining about. We're coming up on the holidays as we move along. So that's a little bit about these teams. When we come back on the Indian pregame show, we'll dive deeper into some individual performances. We'll talk some Triad players. We'll talk who has stood out for the Indians so far this year. We'll head into that and more. The pregame show continues after this.
New to Mascoutah but open since 1972, Joe's Pizza has plenty to offer. No matter what you're in the mood for, Joe's Pizza has a variety of options for you. Check out their handmade pizzas, pastas, subs, salads, and wings located at 215 East Main in Mascoutah. Along with their delicious food, Joe's has friendly workers, a clean and safe environment, and fast and efficient service. Don't just take our word for it, look at many reviews left by members of our own community. Available for delivery or carryout. Joe's Pizza, where every bite feels like home.
Welcome back to Triad High School as we move along here on the pregame show on the Mascoutah Indian Sports Network. Glad to have you with us. Old Wrestler with you, and once again, just want to remind everybody, didn't have a charged camera tonight, so we are without video. So what you're seeing on your screen right now, that's unfortunately, I hate to do this, but unfortunately, that is what we are stuck with. Basically, for the entire night tonight, it is what we're stuck with as we move along tonight. 5.5 minutes or so until tip-off as the Indians and the Knights get set to play. We are glad, though, that you've joined us. So let's talk a little bit about some individual players here. Let's start with the Knights, the Lady Knights. And it all comes down to two real difference makers stand out when you look at these two teams. And that is McKenna Whittam and Savannah Hildebrand. They're the only two players of the Knights right now playing in double-digit points per game with double-digit point per game numbers. McKenna Whittam, 14 points per game, 7.3 rebounds. That is by far the leading number on the Knights. Shooting 46% from the floor, 27% from three. She's a 60% free throw shooter. Savannah Hildebrand, she wears jersey number 31, and again I realize that doesn't make that much of a difference to anybody listening here tonight, but jersey number 31, Savannah Hildebrand, 12.3 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, an assist and a half per game. Excuse me, sorry about that. Assist and a half per game, 37.4% from the floor, 33% when she takes it out beyond that three-point line. And then is 65% from the free stripe, the free throw line. So everything good there for Hildebrand. For the Indians, it's a slightly different story. It's a slightly different story. You look at this team, and there's not a lot that stands out. Your leading scorer, that's Harper Whitworth, 10.6 points per game. She's the only player averaging more than 10 points per game, and that's at 10.6. She scored 95 points this year, so she's not the leading scorer. That would be Riley Fazenbaker with 110 points, but Riley Fazenbaker, who has played in 4 more games, is only sitting at 8.5 points per game. So, you know, you give and you take when it comes down to that. You know, you give and take there a little bit in terms of those point per game numbers, those per game numbers, because players play different numbers of games as the season goes on. So those are your 2 leading scorers for the Indians coming into this game. Rebounding wise, there's not a lot to be said. Avery Youngwalter, 43 rebounds. Jordan Fritz has been a big part of this team rebounding wise with 47. In fact, that is the team lead, 47 rebounds for Jordan Fritz. That's the team lead for totals. And that is only 3.6 per game. The Indians don't clean up off the glass, and that's another big part of their problem. It's a lot of one and dones for the Indians as they move across the year. As they move across, and just not a lot to be said there. The team mentioned they don't score a ton. Again, mentioned they only are scoring 36.2 points per game, so against the Triad team averaging 48 points per game this year. So certainly a bit of a tough task. For the Indians tonight. Gonna be a tough one as the Tribe looks to take this one and come up with an upset on the road in a Mississippi Valley Conference. Look for their first conference win under head coach Adea Moore, and they will look to snap their 10-game losing streak. That's going to do it for the pregame show. The Indians tonight's pregame is concluded. When we come back, it's game time. Tip-off on the other side of the break.
You don't need to compromise to lift for a great price. Just go to the gym. New Energy Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Work privately or sign up for one of the many available classes. So swipe your membership card and head right on in. And with an amazing atmosphere and community, you'll feel right at home. So for great prices, equipment, and everything else, head to 602 West Main Street. Apply now at newenergyfit.com or call 618-448-0331.
In my view, She fill my mind up with ideas. I'm the highest in the room. Hope I make it out of here. She saw my eyes, she know I'm gone. I see some things that you might fear. I'm doing a show, I'll be back soon. That ain't what she wanna hear. Now I got it in my room. Legs wrapped around my beard.
So we're just about ready to go. The Indians of the Knights getting ready to get underway as right now they are they're announcing starting lineups, and Indians are looking to Indians are just trying to come up and play a competitive game. Their last conference game in Waterloo, it was a competitive game. It was a competitive basketball game. The Indians were fairly happy with the way it went. And I was talking with head coach Aaron Hilgendorf earlier today about the way that, I was talking with the assistant coach of the Indians, Aaron Hilgendorf, earlier today about just how what he thought about coming into this game, and all he really told me was this is a team that he just wants this team to improve. He needs this team to be better. They haven't played all that well, but they've struggled with a lack of depth from the beginning of the season, and they said that they're just trying to persevere, and that is what I was told earlier today. Just about through starting lineups. That's what I was told earlier today. So we are just about set to go. Tip-off here in Triad. It's the Indians and the Lady Knights. You're watching the Indian Sports Network again. If you're just joining us here for tip-off, I do regret to inform you we don't have audio, video capabilities. Excuse me, I'm talking. Of course we have audio. Due to, nothing but pure stupidity, really, on behalf of the guy with the microphone. Grabbed an uncharged camera. So your starting lineups, the Indians will trot out there. Chi-Chi Updegrove, Riley Fazenbaker, Avery Youngwalter, Jordan Fritz, and Emma Amon. McKenna Woodland, Delaney Hess, Addie Jones, Erica Boyce, and Savannah Hildebrand. For the Knights. And we are going to redo the jump ball. After they called jump, nobody had really got it. Chi-Chi Updegrove doing the jump ball for the Indians. And they will, ball got tipped out of bounds. I didn't tell who really won it. I don't know who they're going to say won it. They still haven't made a definitive definition. So the Indians, Triad took the jump, and it is Erica Boyce. Gets it over to Savannah Hildebrand from the right wing. Shoots a three. She nails that one down. And Savannah Hildebrand gets the Knights on the board first. Indians going to get a press break coming. Riley Fazenbaker still back deep in the own end. Dribbling from left to right. Still well behind the timelines. Got to get it ahead. Finds Updegrove. Finally gets it across the timeline. Looks underneath it. Avery Youngwalter is going to get fouled going up to the basket for the right block. Delaney Hess going to be called for the foul. Her first of the game. And Avery Youngwalter going to go to the line. 62% from the line is Youngwalter. And her first free throw will bounce around the rim, fall down, and it's good. So the Indians are on the board 3-1 Triad. And Walter's second free throw is good. So if the Indians are going to face that kind of pressure trying to get over the timeline all night long, it's going to be a long night up the floor come the Knights. It's Erica Boyce who sends up a shot. That one does not fall. McKenna Witham couldn't get the rebound. Updergrove did for the Indians. Sent it ahead for Jordan Fritz, who puts it in transition going over the left block, knifing her way through the lane. The Indians come back. They send it ahead. Erica Boyce, right wing three, sends it, airballs it right over the rim. Fazenbaker gets the rebound. Baseball pass ahead down the floor, right block. Moving over across the baseline is Fritz to try to get the basket. She double dribbles going across from right to left across the baseline. So it's a turnover. Indians ahead 4-3. Coming over the floor is Savannah Hildebrand. Bounce passes it over for Addie Jones on the left wing. Bounce it inside. And it goes off McKenna Witham and out of bounds. She couldn't save it. The Indians will take it in front of their own bench. And they'll move it back left. They'll move it back from left to right. Fazenbaker takes it down to the block, finds Fritz over the near side. Fritz up the timeline, sends it ahead, throws it into the hands of the Knights. It's loose, and now here comes the Knights back the other way, dribbling it up the floor. Savannah Hildebrand gets it across the timeline to the Knights logo. Finds McKenna Witham. She is fouled driving on the baseline. It'll be an on-the-floor shot. She went up for the shot, but they say that the foul is on the floor. Hildebrand will take it out underneath the basket. We're on the near side of the floor. Foul is on Avery Youngwalter, her first. Knights throw it out. McKenna Witham's going to go from the top of the key and drive her way through the lane and find the net for two. The Knights regain the 1 point advantage. Emma Amon down the floor. Amon sends it across for Updergrove. Updergrove left wing, top of the key, finds Amon left wing. Amon back to Updergrove. Top of the key, sends Fazenbaker moving down the right. Updergrove cuts to the right, now knifes her way through the lane and lost the handle, goes out of bounds. And it went off the Knights. Indians will get it under the basket. And excuse me, another referee said it went off the Indians. And so now the Knights will take it. McKenna Witham going to bring it up the floor, right up the center of the court. Witham passes right for Addie Jones. Now kicks it over for Hildebrand. Hildebrand back up for Boyce. Boyce back out. Hildebrand left wing, cuts inside, dishes it over to Addie Jones. Jones with a drive, kick out. Over to Boyce, three-pointer off the mark. The rebound goes to Savannah Hildebrand, who goes reverse with the layup with the left hand and finds the net. The Knights up 7-4. Indians come up the floor, and a bad pass ends up in a jump ball called, or a foul called, excuse me. Addie Jones going to get called for that one. First of the game. Indians will take it in front of the home crowd here on the near side of the floor. Fazenbaker has it top of the key between the circles. Updergrove on the right wing, going to take it to the right. Now gives it back for Youngwalter. Over to Fritz, up between the circles, top of the key. Looks down low, baseline for Youngwalter. Updergrove right wing. Updergrove swinging it around. They go to Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker tries to drive, dishes it back out. Chanel Jones from the left wing, just into the game, misses it off the back of the iron. The rebound comes down from McKenna Witham, who's going to go over to the left side, jump stop of the right block, and she's fouled with her shot. That's Emerson Guidry, who ended up taking an outlet pass. Chanel Jones called for the foul. Excuse me, it was McKenna Witham. McKenna Witham will go to the free throw line. 60.4% this year so far. And the first free throw rolls off. Emma Amon comes into the game. She'll check out Jordan Fritz. So Guidry misses on her first. So Witham misses on her first free throw. Second free throw goes down cleanly, and the Indians trail by 4. 4:35 to go. We're in the first quarter. Uptergrove finds Amon. Now gets it across Fazenbaker far side. Fazenbaker drives over to the left side. Fazenbaker goes up, left block, gets denied. And now, after denying Fazenbaker, Eddie Jones throws it out of bounds. Addie Jones denied Fazenbaker, then threw it out of bounds as she fell to the floor. So Uptergrove in front of Triad's bench gets it out to Fazenbaker, who cuts it across between the circles, hands it off for Emma Amon. Amon turns, tries to go to the net, and then picks up her dribble, gets grabbed by Whittam. It'll stay with the Indians. So the Indians will get it under their own bench. Uptergrove will find Fazenbaker cut into the lane, and she gets fouled. Trying to go up for the shot, she'll hit the line.
Fouls on the Knights, number 4, McKenna Whittam.
It's McKenna Whittam called for the foul for the Knights, third of the game for the Knights. Fazenbaker to the line. She's only 48% from the free throw line this year, but that one goes down. The first one is good, and the Indians cut the lead to 3. It's 8-5. 4:14 to go. We're in the first quarter. Fazenbaker from the free throw line. Second free throw does not go. It went all the way around the rim and then came right out. Under 4:09 to go. We're in the first quarter. Up the floor come the Knights. Bounce pass by Alexia Metcalf into the hands of Chanel Jones, who's trying to take it all the way and then lost the handle. Going up, lost the handle, that ends up bouncing off the leg of the Triad Knight, and the Indians will keep possession under their own basket. Emma Amon will throw the ball inbounds. Amon trying to find someone open. Good pressure here by the Knights. Gets it in, but it goes off of Emerson Guidry. Amon again, just to the left of where she was standing just before. And we have a foul called on Avery Youngwalter. I'm not sure for what. Indians up to 3 fouls now. So are the Knights. In steps. Here come the Knights down the floor. Looking around over to the far side. Drive to the baseline here by Erica Boyce. They swing it around. 3 ball from the right corner is good. Nailed by Savannah Hildebrand, right wing. Knights lead 11-5. 3:28 to go. We're in the first quarter. Left to right come the Indians. Fazenbaker gets down to the left corner. Goes up. Left block shot. Airballed it over the line. She will going after her shot. She knocks it out of bounds herself. Clock stopped. 3:21 to go. Knights will get it back, leading 11-5. Up the floor come the Knights. They find Addie Jones. Jones will take a 3 from the right side. Doesn't go. Uptergrove gets the rebound for the Indians. Sends it ahead, but airmails Jordan Fritz up the right side. And it goes out of bounds.
Back in the game for the Knights, number 4, McKenna Whittam.
So the Knights going to bring it back from right to left with 3:06 to play. Moving to the right side is Savannah Hildebrand. Hildebrand swings it across. Now they get it over to Presley Thompson. Thompson top of the key. Swings it across left wing. 3. Back of the iron miss for Addie Jones. Rebound Fazenbaker. And the ball cut stripped loose and held in by McKenna Whittam, but it goes out of bounds. And it goes off of Whittam.
Into the game for the Indians, number 2, Sydney Kimmel.
Through 48 to go in the first. 11-5 Triad. Sydney Kimmel checks into the game for the Indians. Uptergrove into Fazenbaker. No press here on the man defense from Triad. Fazenbaker goes left wing for Uptergrove. Uptergrove takes her dribble to moving Over to the right side, gives it to Jones. Jones dribbles right wing, now swings it back around. Updergrove in the reverse. Updergrove into the paint, kicks it out, and they're going to call Updergrove for a walk, and the Indians turn it over with 2.5 to play in the first. McKenna Witham coming up the timeline, right over the middle of the floor, right over the THS logo at midcourt. Witham moving over to the left wing, directing traffic with her left hand, dribbling with her right, moves between the circles, goes for three, back of the iron, no. Fazenbaker right in there for the rebound to the paint, swings it, baseball pass for Updergrove, now a baseball pass, and instead gets called for the travel on the far side. Jordan Fritz going to take out Updergrove. That's the second travel for Updergrove so far. Adea Moore having a conversation with Updergrove on the bench. Here's Addie Jones. Jones on the right wing, kicks it in. Now they look into McKenna Witham. Baseline, going to reverse with the right hand. Missed it, gets her own rebound. Now a jump stop for the left block. And McKenna Witham gets the basket, so it's 13-5, 1:54 to play. And the Indians are going to take a timeout with 1:54 to go here in the first.
Full timeout call by the Indians.
Indians 5, Triad 13. You're listening to the Indians Sports Network, presented by Scooters Coffee.
Need a morning cup of Joe? Feeling tired after work and need an afternoon pick-me-up? Scoot on around to Scooters Coffee to satisfy your caffeine needs. Scooters Coffee, located across the street from Mascoutah High School, is serving up hot, fresh coffee, cold, refreshing drinks, and a variety of foods such as breakfast burritos and muffins. Scooters is open Monday to Friday from 5:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on the weekends from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Scoot on around today.
.152 to go in the first quarter. Welcome back to the Indian Sports Network Lady Indian Basketball. Riley Fazenbaker finds Sydney Kimmel moving up the floor. Her pass is knocked out of bounds. It was swatted away by Savannah Hildebrand. End up out of bounds. Kimmel will inbound the ball in front of the coaches on the Indian bench. Fazenbaker trying to bring it up the floor. Can't get it across the timeline. Gets double teamed, but finds Fritz open. Fritz moves it over the timeline right side. Has a little loose dribbling, finds Fazenbaker open left wing. Fazenbaker takes it inside the arc, now pulls it out. Bounce pass over to Fritz. Fritz to Jones. Jones right wing, back to Fritz, back to Emma Amon, who kicks it right back. Amon and Fritz playing catch here in the backcourt. 1:15 to go in the first. 13-5 Triad. Here's Fazenbaker for three, left wing. She got it! Riley Fazenbaker with a big time three. And the Indians have cut the lead to 5, up to a minute to go. Witham swings it across Addie Jones. Jones gives it down to Boyce, who puts it back on the floor for Hildebrand. Hildebrand swings it over to Witham. Witham reverses, now swings it left wing down there for Jones. Knight's going to go swing it reverse. Now they reverse it back the other way for Jones. Jones kicks it over for Delaney Hess. Back to Witham between the circles. Witham dribbles right side, step back, pulls up three, doesn't get it, gets her own rebound, and then is called for the travel as she falls to the ground and slides. Clock stops it at 35.4 seconds. Indians down 5-13, 8 Triad. Gigi Updergrove goes to Jordan Fritz. Fritz going to go up the left side of the floor, gets to Amon. Amon baseline try, and she will be called. And we're going to have a foul called as she tried.
Fouls on the night's number 15, Erica Boyce.
Erica Boyce called for the foul. Fazenbaker from the baseline gets it out to Amon. Now to Fritz, who drives in and lost the handle, had it stolen away. Out come the Knights. Up the floor and missing on the layup is Savannah Hildebrand. A rebound for Alexia Metcalf. Or excuse me, that's Erica Boyce. Chanel Jones gets the foul. Boyce got the rebound from Hildebrand and was fouled on the putback attempt. 19.2 to play in the opening quarter. And the first free throw from Boyce is good. Erica Boyce is a 58.6% free throw shooter. Made her first to increase the Triad lead to 6, 14-8. Second free throw, back iron miss. Heyman gets the rebound. They get it to Updegrove, who gets it to Vazenbaker. Clock under 15 seconds. Vazenbaker with a left side jumper just to the left of the paint, and that one falls. It's 14-10. Knights coming the other way. They'll get the bucket in transition as the outlet pass to Emerson Guidry goes down good, but the Indians don't have enough time to get it across the timeline, as that's going to do it for the first. So 1 quarter in here in Triad, here at Triad, the Knights 16, the Indians 10. You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, powered by the Mascoutah High School admin. It's a 16-10 lead for the Triad Knights as we bring you back to Triad. Knights have possession of the basketball coming out of the break. Erica Boyce going to bring it over to the right wing. Now gives it back over to Savannah Hildebrand. Hildebrand hands it off. Delaney Hess. Now they get it back. Hildebrand left shot three. Doesn't go down. It's saved by Hildebrand. And the Knights pick it up. Delaney Hess between the circles. Finds Witham left wing. Now trying to go to the lane. Goes up with the right hand. Puts it in. And the Knights with some nifty work as Witham goes back to work. 7:20 to go in the 7:20 to go. Riley Fazenbaker with 3 girls on her. Now on the other end, and it's stripped away. Here comes Boyce down the floor, and Erica Boyce strips it away from Fazenbaker, takes it down the floor, and the Knights on a 4-0 run to start the second. Fazenbaker going to get double teamed, finds a baseball pass. That's going to get picked off. Now back the other way. Cameron Powers finds it ahead. They go up. Delaney Hess goes into the lane and finds the basket. Another transition bucket, as it was Hildebrand who found Hess, and the Knights lead by 12, 6:49 to go. 30-second timeout here for the Indians. We'll keep it here. And the Indians right now, their offense, they're getting picked apart. Just getting absolutely picked apart. Nowhere to go with their passes. Can't find anybody open. And pressure on all sides from Triad's defense. And the Knights dominating in transition down on the other end of the floor. Lead 22-10 with 6:49 to go in the first quarter. So Chi-Chi Updergrove gets it into Jordan Fritz. Fritz gonna send it across for, and we're gonna get a foul called as the Indians came up.
On the Knights, number 31, Savannah Hildebrand.
So Savannah Hildebrand called on the foul. Here's Fritz, stolen away by Hildebrand. Hildebrand gonna go up at the block, and it falls off the front of the rim. Whistle blows the play dead. It fell off the front of the rim and then went out of bounds. But they're actually gonna call a foul. They're kind of with him. He's gonna get called for the foul. Presley Thompson into the game for the Knights. Updergrove will inbound the ball. Press break here for the Indians as the Knights go with the full court diamond and one press. Baker coming up the floor, up on the far line, splits defenders, comes up, top of the key, jumper off the window and good. Riley Baker puts the Indians a couple of points close to the lead. Is 10. Outlet to Erica Boyce, who catches it outside the arc, drives in, misses the layup. Ball comes down. We're gonna have a foul on the ball on the rebound attempt. They're going to call Emma Amon guilty of that foul. Knights will bounce pass it in, and it ends up getting stolen away by Amon, whose dribble goes off the foot of the Knight, but it's collected by Baker. Finds Young Walter down near the baseline. Shot doesn't go for the inside the arc from the corner. We will have a whistle blown at the scrum in the paint on the rebound attempt. There was a scrum. Indians will maintain possession. The whistle was a jump ball. So the Indians benefit from the jump. Baker trying to bounce pass it over and doesn't get it. It goes off Hildebrand. Outlet pass ahead for Boyce in transition. Too strong off the glass, but she gets fouled. And she'll go to the line. Chi-Chi Updergrove called for the foul on that one. That's the first of the night for Updergrove. Boyce's free throw doesn't go. It went off the front of the rim and off to the left. Second free throw, back iron miss. Avery Youngwalter able to corral it. Youngwalter gets it to Amon, who turns it up the floor from left to right. Amon gives it to Updergrove. Updergrove head fake right, left wing three, gets it to Baker. Baker goes right, now moves back left, gets it over to Fritz. Fritz on the right wing, takes it down right wing corner and uses her arm to push away her defender, and that's going to be enough for the ref to call a charging foul. And the Knights will take it back. Chanel Jones checks into the game. Youngwalter is out. Hildebrand gonna bring it up the floor for the Knights. Right over the THS logo at midcourt. Hildebrand will just pick up her dribble and go for three. Left iron miss. Baker gets the rebound and takes a hit from Emerson Guidry. Now Baker will get fouled going through the lane, trying to knife her way to the basket. The foul came before the shot, so it'll be a baseline inbound here for Triad. 22-12 Triad leads, 5:11 to go second quarter. Updergrove gonna inbound it for the baseline. Updergrove finds Baker, pass is tipped by Erica Boyce and then went off Baker in its Triad ball. And they will have it in front of the bench. Here come the Knights. Hildebrand takes it over to the far side. Now the Knights swing it around. Presley Thompson has it left wing. Gonna dribble back, try to drive, kicks it back out for Alexia Metcalf. Metcalf kicks it over left wing. Erica Boyce swings it back over to Emerson Guidry. Hildebrand now between the circles, dishes it across. Now they play it back over. Presley Thompson trying to drive it in. Updergrove got a hand on it, but the Indians couldn't keep it. Hildebrand dishes it over. Now Thompson to the corner. Left corner, Erica Boyce takes it, driving. No shot, but a foul. No call Fritz for the foul. McKenna Witham checks back into the game for the Knights. Indians at 4 fouls now, 4:31 to go in the second quarter. Next foul is bonus for Triad. Ball gets thrown inbounds. Boyce going to give it out to Witham between the circles. Directs traffic with her left hand. Now dribbles out with her right hand. Now they'll swing it around. Hildebrand going to come in, going across the arc. Gets it out to Witham. Witham trying to drive inside, kicks it back out. Hildebrand, deep three, doesn't go. Up three was from basically the sideline. Emerson Guidry got the rebound, trying to find Hildebrand. She's going to get called for there'll be a foul called, and that's the 5th of the Indians in this quarter. And Triad has hit the bonus with 4:09 to play in quarter number 2. So Boyce to the free throw line. And the first free throw off the front of the rim and then back, and it is no good. Second free throw doesn't go either, and it's loose. Chanel Jones able to get the rebound for the Indians. Updergrove gets it ahead for Fritz. Fritz will take a jumper from the corner, doesn't go. Chanel Jones gets the rebound. Fazenbaker pulling it back, gets it over to Updergrove. Updergrove pulls it around, now swings left wing, trying to go across, finds Fritz. Fritz trying to drive inside, she'll get fouled. And with 3:46 to go, Triad adds a foul to their total. That's their 4th of the quarter. Presley Thompson checks into the game. The foul was on Erica Boyce, her second. It's 22-12. Updergrove from under the Indians' basket. Gets it out, overshoots Chanel Jones. Fazenbaker there, though, to get it around. They get it over to Amon in the left corner. Amon, nowhere to go. Baseline try, and she draws a foul. 3:39 to go. So both teams bonus here for the final 3:39 of the first half. Amon at the line here for 2 for the Indians. First free throw short off the front of the iron. Amon 58.3% from the free throw line this year. Her first one was off the front of the rim and was short. 22-12 Triad, 3:39 to go. We're in the first half. Amon's second free throw short again at the front of the iron, doesn't go. Knights picked up the rebound, and Savannah Hildebrand with some speed coming down the floor. Looks around, they get up to Presley Thompson from 3. That one does not go. It's an offensive rebound for the Knights. McKenna Witham gets it across, deep 3 here from Hildebrand, misses off the iron again. Fazenbaker gets the rebound here for Mascoutah. Fazenbaker up the floor, finds Amon right side. Amon moving, now back between the circles, hands it off to Updergrove. Updergrove back to Fazenbaker. 3 minutes to play, we're in the second. Fazenbaker over to Updergrove. Updergrove head fake 3, now drives into the paint, kicks it back out for Amon. Amon looks, sends it across for Fritz. Timeout taken by the Indians. Indians take what is already their 3rd timeout. And it is a 30-second timeout. So another 30-second timeout. The Indians have just 2 remaining for the rest of the game. And it really makes you wonder. Indians have not had that much discipline so far this year. Or so far this year or in this game for that matter. But they are struggling offensively. And they trail by 10 with 2:47 to go. Riley Fazenbaker is going to bring it up over the timeline. Moves it over to the left side. 2:39 to go, second quarter. Jordan Fritz has it. Now trying to find Uptergrove. And Uptergrove trying to cut to the basket. Couldn't get it. It's out of bounds. And the Knights will take it. 2:32 to go in the second quarter. Erica Boyce checks back into the game for the Knights. Hildebrand going to bring it over the THS logo. Finds Boyce on the right side of the floor. Boyce trying to find Witham inside. It goes out of bounds off of Jones for the Indians. And it ended up going out of the gym. 2:21 remaining in the game. Witham are in the quarter. Witham over to Hildebrand. Hildebrand swings it back over to Boyce, looking inside. Now they find Witham, and we have a foul. It's going to be on Chanel Jones, already her third. McKenna Witham will go to the line. And nail her first free throw. So 23-12. Second free throw good too. 24-12 Triad. 2:13 to go in the second. Chi-Chi Uptergrove. Kicks it out for Fritz, coming in over the basket. Fritz gets it to Amon, who gets it back to Fritz, trying to drive, and we have a foul called as Fritz was trying to get it ahead. They'll call that foul on Hildebrand, her second of the night. 2:07 to play. Jordan Fritz. First free throw goes down just nice and clean. Indians get one back. It's 24-13. 2:07 to go, second quarter. Second free throw rather is good. 24-14. Boyce trying to look inside, finds Witham, spins, goes up, gets fouled, to the line she goes. That's Witham. Witham's first free throw off the back of the iron doesn't go down. Sydney Kimmel checks into the game for the Indians. Alexia Metcalf and Emerson Guidry check in. Second free throw good for Witham. Presley Thompson will take out Witham. 25-14 with 1:55 to go. Uptergrove gets it ahead to Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker over the timeline, dishes it over, 1:43 to go, we're in the second. Fazenbaker swings it across for Amon. Amon between the circles, and Uptergrove, miscommunication. Uptergrove threw it away. It went off the Knights. I believe that was Addie Jones who it went off of, but Kimmel was cutting to the basket as Uptergrove was throwing to where she had been standing about 2 seconds before, so some miscommunication. Here's Amon, far right side. Amon will walk without dribbling, travels. And so now the Knights
Into the game for the Knights. Number 4, McKenna Witham. Number 15, Erica Boyce. And number 31, Savannah Hildebrand.
will get it back. 1:27 to go. 25-14. Witham coming up the floor. Looking across, finds Delaney Hess. Hess gives it over to Erica Boyce. Boyce looks inside for a cutting Savannah Hildebrand, who gets it up and in for the right block. Chi-Chi Uptergrove's going to get it to Kimmel, who gets it over to Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker takes it, now kicks it over to Uptergrove. Uptergrove trying to knife her way through the lane, gets it out to Amon. Amon kicks it back out. Fazenbaker downtown three. Back iron, no. Rebound, Kimmel. Indians going to get a second chance. Fritz falling to the floor, gets it to Uptergrove, misses it off the glass to the left of the rim. Under a minute to go, 45 seconds. Witham down the floor, knifes her way through the lane, floats it up and no good. Fazenbaker gets the rebound, 37 seconds to go. Slows down her pace as she brings it across the timeline. Swings it over Uptergrove right wing. 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. 27-14. Uptergrove kicks now, goes right, gives it over to Amon in the right corner. Throws it now over the head of Uptergrove and away. Erica Boyce down the floor with a little bit of speed. Will hand it off for Delaney Hess. Long three coming from Hildebrand. Uptergrove, 2 seconds. Now one from the logo off the glass. Doesn't go. Time runs out. And to the locker room we go with the Indians trailing the Knights 27-14. We have reached halftime here in Troy. From Rick Mason Gymnasium, the Triad Knights lead the Indians 27-14. It's halftime. Second half will come to you in just about 10 minutes' time. The start of the second half is brought to you by New Energy Fitness, as the Indians will give the Knights first possession. McKenna Whittam driving down. The Knights have it over on the far side of the floor. Erica Boyce driving, now gives it over. Boyce looking across, finds Hildebrand. Hildebrand going to take it down to the baseline. Baseline drive, as here comes a floater. Doesn't go for Addie Jones. Up to Indians pick up the rebound, and then, or maybe not, the ball went all the way up to mid-court. Fritz and Delaney Hess were fighting for it, and I guess Fritz never touched it. They call it over and back to give the Indians the basketball. Jordan Fritz has it over on the far side. Avery Young-Walter, pivot, footing around, now gives it across. They find it. Amon trying to drive up to Grove with a head fake three. Drives into the paint, kicks it back out. Young-Walter left wing. Amon gives it over to Fritz. Fritz driving between the circles. Now comes back, finds up to Grove on the left wing. Now gives it back to Fritz. Fritz drives. Right wing still beyond the three-point line. Young-Walter gives it up to Fritz. Fritz driving inside and lost the handle. Shit gets knocked out of bounds. We'll have a foul called. It's on Savannah Hildebrand. 6:46 to go in the third. Chichi up to go, will inbound it underneath the Indian basket. They look inside. Fazenbaker pulls out the dribble. Left block gets denied by McKenna Whittam. Young-Walter gets it though. And now they get it back out. Young-Walter left corner three. Airballs it. It's rolled up by McKenna Whittam, and the Knights come back the other way. Whittam spins, turns, gives it to Hildebrand. Deep three! And she buried it. She was halfway between the line and mid-court. And Savannah Whittam puts the Knights at 30 points, 30-14, 6:14 to play. Young-Walter gives it over to Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker takes the dribble, trying to get around, gets the screen by up to Grove, and then loses it, gets fouled trying to get into the drive. Addie Jones called for that foul. Indians will take it underneath their own basket. Up to Grove, sends it across, finds Fritz. Fritz spinning around, gonna give it over to Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker goes right wing three, buried. Riley Fazenbaker gets a three. The Indians now trail by 13. It's 30-17. Timeout taken by Triad. 5:52 to go in the third. Full timeout, and we are gonna step aside. Full timeout taken by Triad. You're listening to Indians basketball presented by Spuds.
Do you ever find yourself not wanting to cook tonight? Well, lucky for you, Mascoutah offers so many good food options such as Spuds. Spuds is a locally owned restaurant that serves the biggest and best baked potatoes that you will ever try. They also serve a variety of paninis, salads, soups, and so much more. Spuds is located in downtown Mascoutah, and they are open Monday through Friday from 10:30 to 8 p.m., Saturday 11 to 8, and Sunday 11 to 2. So the next time you're craving a potato, make sure you come down to Spuds.
Coming out of the timeout, I would like to point out, I didn't mention, when I was talking about Indians injuries, I didn't mention that Harper Whitworth, it didn't even occur to me till just now that Harper Whitworth was not playing in this game, but she is on the bench with her ankle wrapped up, so she has apparently suffered another injury. Meanwhile, the Knights get off a three from Erica Boyce that misses. Indians get the rebound, and Riley Fazenbaker's going down the floor, trying to do it all herself, floats one up, goes up the back of the iron, doesn't go. And the Knights get the rebound. Up the floor come the Knights. Savannah Hildebrand. Hildebrand swings it across. They find Whittam in the corner. Whittam going to go baseline drive. Goes up and in. Erica Whittam for 2 gets the Knights ahead. 5:16 to go, third quarter. Riley Fazenbaker coming up the floor between the circles. Gives it over. Fazenbaker now gets it to Fritz. Fritz trying to drive. Back out for Young Walter over to Updergrove. Catch and shoot for 3. Missed. Young Walter gets the rebound. Goes back up. Missed it again. This time Updergrove is there. That one doesn't go. And the Knights get the rebound. Whittam trying to go all the way. And she will be fouled. That'll be on the floor. Emma Amon will get called for the foul, her second of the night. First of the quarter for the Indians. Ball gets thrown out and picked up by Triad. Here's Boyce trying to look inside Whittam, right block. And it goes to the bounce off of Whittam. And so the Indians will get it back here, trailing 32-17. 4:43 to go in the third. Fazenbaker gives it up. Now they get it to Fritz. Fritz takes it, now throws it down to the corner for Emma Amon. Amon had a head fake, goes up, gets blocked. And here comes Triad now. Hildebrand gonna go up the floor. Goes over to the left side for Whittam. Whittam swings it back around for Alexia Metcalf. Metcalf gives it up to Boyce. Boyce gonna go up with the right hand and put it in. 34-17, 4:02 to go, third quarter. Indians coming ahead. Fazenbaker to Updergrove. Updergrove throws it over to Fazenbaker. Gives it back over to Jordan Fritz. Fritz just holds the ball, now takes her dribble, moving towards the Indians, the bench's sideline. Over to Updergrove, baseball pass over to Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker reverses it back to Fritz. Fritz gonna look down to the block for Amon, who's got defenders all around her, who gets it to Young Walter. Young Walter gonna float it back out to Fazenbaker. 3:27 to go, third quarter. They get it over to Updergrove. Updergrove inside the arc will take the jumper. Doesn't go. We're gonna have a foul coming as the ball fell down off the rim. It's gonna stay with the Indians. Foul on Triad, their third of the quarter. It's Delaney Hess, number 10, the foul, her second. Emerson Guidry will check into the game for Triad. Updergrove gets it out to Fritz. Fritz comes up, takes the shot from the free throw line, doesn't go. Young Walter gets the rebound. Back out to Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker will dribble over between the circles. Out top of the key, pivoting on her right foot. Now gives it over to Young Walter, who has it pivoted on her right foot. Fazenbaker, nowhere to go with it. Finds Updergrove, who finally finds herself open on the left wing. Now gets it to Fritz, left corner. Fritz drives, bounce passes into Amon. Amon double team, now triple teamed, ends up drawing a foul. It's on the floor. Fourth foul of the quarter for the Knights. 2:53 to go. It's Addie Jones who's called for her third foul. Presley Thompson will check in. Out checks Addie Jones. Chi Updergrove gonna find Young Walter down to the baseline, gets to the Fazenbaker, and another foul is called. That will be foul number 5 for the Knights. Indians into the bonus here with the remaining 2:50 of the third. So Fazenbaker gonna go to the line here for 2. And put in the first one. It went off the front, then the back, and then fell down to the iron. So the first free throw is good. It's 34-18. Second free throw, good as well. 34-19, 2:48 to go. We're in the third. Savannah Hildebrand going to bring it across for the Knights. Presley Thompson has it. Now back out from McKenna Witham. Witham swings it left side. They'll look inside to Emerson Guidry. Goes up, draws a foul. I'll call that on Riley Fazenbaker. It's her first of the night. One thing she's done tonight that she hadn't done in the past was she has not been in foul trouble. Last several games for Fazenbaker, she has gotten herself into foul trouble. That is not something she's done tonight. Guidry hits the first free throw. Knights ahead 35-19, 2:36 to go in the third. Guidry's second free throw is short front iron. Up the floor come the Knights from the Indians. Amon trying to drive, goes up to the lane. Too strong off the back of the glass. McKenna Witham gets the rebound and now comes down the floor herself. Swings it way over. Erica Boyce, left wing three is short. Gets her own rebound off a couple of deflections. And then a whistle is blown to stop play. And it is a foul on the Indians. Avery Youngwalter called for that foul. Erica Boyce will shoot the free throws. The first one of which is no good. Hit off the left side of the iron, did not go down. Big crowd here in Triad. The Indians crowd is starting to build up as we get closer to the boys game. Immediately following this broadcast, we will have Indian boys basketball as they take on the Triad Knights. Indians looking for their first for another conference victory. Second free throw was good. Indians have it now on their own end. Fazenbaker left wing, gonna go back between the circles, finds Updergrove. Updergrove swings it across for Chanel Jones. Jones struggling, can't get around Hildebrand, tries to throw it between the legs. It's loose on the floor and picked up by the Knights and McKenna Witham. Witham's gonna go down the floor, and her shot gonna go right into Emma Amon. There's a whistle. A whistle gets blown. It goes out of bounds. They're going to say it went off the Knights, and the Indians get the ball back with 1:47 to go. Knights ahead 36-19. Fazenbaker goes over to Fritz. Fritz trying to get it across the floor. And she loses the handle coming up the floor. Erica Boyce gets it over to Presley Thompson, who gives it back out for McKenna Witham. Witham takes it to the lane and knifes her way in for two. 38-19, 1:19 to go in the third. Fazenbaker over to Amon. Amon now dribbles. Amon dribbling, gets it over to Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker into the lane, kicks it back out up to Grove. Left corner three, missed it off the rim. Doesn't go down. Rebound comes out for Alexia Metcalf. Gives it up to Witham. Witham ahead, under a minute to play in the third. Gives it now Boyce, left wing, buries the three. And now it is 41-19. A right wing three from Erica Boyce. 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. Updergrove going to give it over to Fazenbaker. Back to Updergrove. The Indians on across the timeline. Now they do Fazenbaker. Fazenbaker gives it back, throws it over to Updergrove, who throws it into the hands of Presley Thompson, who gives it up to Witham, who will bring it up the floor. Witham directing traffic. Swings it across now, back to Witham. Witham cuts to the left. Now they dish it back across, floater up, and time expires here in the third on the floater by Guidry. It doesn't go, that ends the third. We go to the fourth final 8 minutes of the game. Triad leading Mascoutah 41-19. You're listening to Indians basketball presented by Warrior Logo Wear.
We all know you have spirit, but how do you show it? How do you really let them know? What you need is spirit wear. What you need is warrior logo wear. Your one-stop shop for everything Mascoutah related. And if they don't have it, they can make it. So come down to 12 East Main Street and order now.
Getting ready to start the fourth quarter. 41-19, Triad leads Mascoutah. As we say, welcome back to Rick Mason Gymnasium on the campus of Triad High School. My name is Owen Dressler. Glad to have you with us for Indians basketball. Indians coming out of the break have the ball. Gigi Updegrove will get fouled trying to take it to the lane. So the Knights right off the rip are called for a foul. 41-19. 7:54 to go, fourth quarter. That only took 6 seconds. Updegrove gets the inbound pass from Faison Baker, looking around, nowhere to go with it. They give it up to Jordan Fritz. Fritz gonna dribble over to the right wing. Now trying to come inside, kicks it back out for Updegrove, goes over to Faison Baker. Faison Baker dribbles, moves between the legs, back over to Updegrove. Updegrove pulls it back. Now comes up between the circles. Faison Baker dribbling with her right hand. Looks right, now comes back left. Faison Baker goes up, gets denied by Whittam. It goes to the bounds. The Indians will keep possession. 7:23 to go in the fourth. Updegrove looks inside. Fritz puts it up and in. So the Indians do get a bucket there. They trail by 20 with 7:14 to go. On the right wing for the Knights is Delaney Hess. Kicks it back. Here's Whittam dribbling. Now trying to get her way through the lane. Going to go up with a reverse. Her reverse goes off the bottom of the basket. She got fouled though. She'll go to the line. Foul was called on Chanel Jones. That'll be her fifth. So Chanel Jones has fouled out. Whittam will shoot the free throws for Triad. And the first free throw is no good. It went all the way around the rim, fell down, and did not go. So it's 41-21. Second free throw doesn't go either. Gigi Updegrove and the Knights and the Indians coming the other way. Amari Kimbrough lost it. Now Updegrove trapped in the corner. They gift it down for Faison Baker, trying to find Emma Amon, who ends up getting it back as the Knights try to keep it in bounds, but she misses her layup. And the Knights get a ball back. Hildebrand feeds it down low. Erica Boyce goes up, puts it in, and draws the foul as well, so she'll be looking at a potential three-point play. Young Walter gets called for the foul. That's her fifth, so she fouls out. So Sydney Kimmel into the game. So Chanel Jones, Avery Young Walter have each fouled out of this game. 6:42 to go in the fourth. Erica Boyce's first free throw is good. Indians gonna bring it up the floor. Kimmel gonna bring it, looking, finding someone to go to. Updegrove to Faison Baker, gets it across the timeline, gets double teamed though, back in the corner. Timeout taken by the Indians. It's a full timeout. 6.5 to play, fourth quarter. The Indians trail 44-21. You're listening to Indians basketball on the Mascoutah Indian Sports Network.
From the auditorium, where we show the passion and hard work of our students, to the classrooms, where our faculty dedicate themselves to shaping the next generation of scientists and engineers. From the weight room, where we inspire our students to be a better version of themselves, to the courts and fields where history is made and memories are saved. From representing our school to just being a part of the community, we are Mascoutah, the high school of choice.
Six and a half minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Out of the timeout, the Indians bring the ball up between the circles. Trailing 44-21. Updergrove gives it over to Amari Kimbrough in the corner. Kimbrough trying to get some leverage and drive in, and then her pass gets picked away by Addie Jones. Here comes Triad now back the other way, trying to get into the lane is Erica Boyce, who misses her layup. Amari Kimbrough going to throw down to Riley Fazenbaker over on the left wing. Fazenbaker looks inside for Emma Amon, who takes a power dribble, goes up again to the offensive rebound, gets her own rebound one more time, and this time now it goes out of bounds, and we're going to get a foul on the Triad Knights right there. 44-21, 5:45 to go. Fazenbaker from the left wing airballs the three, and it goes out of bounds. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to play. McKenna Witham comes up the floor. Gives it up to Hildebrand. Savannah Hildebrand gonna bounce pass it across for Witham. Now Hildebrand from downtown three, knocks it down. It is 47-21 with 5:19 to go. We're in quarter number 4. Amon has it between the circles. Gives it up now, trying to find Kimbrough. Pass picked off. Boyce going with Amon down the floor. Boyce will get fouled by Amon. For Amon, her third, the third of the quarter for the Indians. 5 minutes, 4 seconds to go in the fourth. The Triad Knights are 4 points away from a 30-point lead, which would establish running clock. Here is a three-pointer from the corner from Savannah Hildebrand, and that one is good from the far side left corner. Another 1 point away from that running clock. 50-21. Fazenbaker has it. Picks up her dribble. Now gives it over to Updergrove. Updergrove going to the right side. Gets to Amon in the corner. Amon gives it up to Fritz. Fritz looks to Fazenbaker down to the block. There's nowhere to go with it. And the ball stripped away by Erica Boyce, who gives it over to Savannah Hildebrand. Hildebrand gives it to Witham. 4:23 to go. Witham will get fouled down to the baseline. I believe they'll give that one to Fazenbaker. No, they're going to give that foul to Sydney Kimmel. I didn't see Kimmel in the area, but that is who they give it to. Cameron Powers checks out of the game for the Knights. Witham going to go for three from deep off the inbound pass. Doesn't go. Powers just into the game, gets the rebound. Now Hildebrand going to go float one up, and she gets fouled. She will go to the line. That's the 5th foul of the quarter for the Indians. And that will put Triad in the bonus with 4:13 remaining. Hildebrand to the line. 4:13 to go. First free throw good. Running clock. Elizabeth Holloway checks into the game. So does Tori Upusina. Indians coming up the floor. Emma Amon. It's 52-21 after 2 good free throws. Fazenbaker has it. Now out, now brings it back between the arc. Uptergrove looks left, now brings it right side, dribbling with her right hand. Uptergrove into the corner. And she will draw a foul. Clock continuing to tick. Uptergrove underneath the baseline. 3:36 to play. And counting is Cheyenne Hildebrand and Lily Kuhn into the game for Triad. Fritz will give it back to Fazenbaker. Looks into Uptergrove. Another foul. This is Lily Kuhn who just checked into the game. Clock continuing to tick as the Knights have a 31-point advantage. Jordan Fritz gives it over to Amon. Amon looks to Fazenbaker, who takes the drive. Jumper from the corner is good. The lead is under 30 once again, 52-23. Up the floor comes Tori Ubusina. Gives it up for Cameron Powers, who lets it go for 3 and buries a 3. And it's 55-23, 2:34 to play. We're in the fourth quarter. Here's Fazenbaker trying for a 3, coming up in transition. No good. The rebound it looked like it was going to go to Sydney Kimmel. But the call a jump ball. There's a couple of Triad girls were right there, got their hands to the ball. Clock still running though with a 32-point advantage for the Knights. The jump ball will flip to the possession arrow, will favor the Indians after the Knights inbound the ball. Coming up the floor. Here's Cameron Powers looking for 3, airballed it. Ball is loose on the floor. We'll get a timeout taken by Triad, so now the clock will stop. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll stay here with a minute 49 of the clock. 55-23, Triad leading the Indians. Gonna be a fun game for the boys though. The Indians and the Knights, couple of teams over 500. The Indians at 5-3. The Knights come in and I believe 7-3. So should be a good one in the boys game. Hopefully the boys for the Indians have a little bit more luck than the girls do. Hopefully they're able to pick up the victory tonight. We can at least go 1-1 here in this mega night. Ball coming down the floor. They will go up and miss the layup. Does Kenzie Becker. Ball is scrambled for, picked up by Amari Kimbrough. 1:33 to play in the fourth. Kimbrough looks to go, picks up, doesn't go with the jumper, kicks it out for Sydney Kimmel, throws up a 3. Kimmel knocks down the 3-point shot from the left wing. And the Indians are within 30. It's 55-26, a 29-point lead. Cameron Powers dribbling between the circles. Gives it over to Kenzie Becker trying to drive. Doesn't go, and it goes out of bounds. 55-26 with a minute 03 to play. Fourth quarter. And now under a minute. Avery Stogner going to come up the floor, the freshman. Stogner going to get fouled by they called a foul on Michaela Thomas, who's into the game for the Indians. They didn't send the Knights, and that is the fourth foul for the Indians. The Knights should be in the bonus, but they didn't call it. Cameron Powers knocks down a 3 from downtown coming up the floor. 58-26. Clock winding down to 20 seconds. They get it out for Michaela Thomas over to Avery Stogner. Sydney Kimbrough now goes to Amari Kimbrough. Kimbrough dribbling, nearly lost the basketball. Now over to Avery Stogner. Stogner gives it back to Kimbrough. 5 seconds to go. Clock winding down to 2, down to 1. And that will do it. So that's how this game ends. The Indians drop this one by a final score of 58-26. And just tough performance tonight for the Indians. Once again, your final 58-26. Triad beats Mascoutah. That's going to do it. Owen Dressler going to say good evening to you from Mascoutah High School. Don't forget, though, coming up in just a couple of minutes, the boys take the floor. It's the Mascoutah Indians and the Triad Knights coming up in just a couple of minutes. Right here on the Indian Sports Network.